Good afternoon, Shaggy SoCal Tour for Forza, and time for the next track guide for this current season in the Mazda 323 at Mugello Club. This one I'm going to deviate slightly from what I normally do in the track guide. We've run enough races at Mugello Club that we know the layout, like, and we know what to watch out for. Um, what I wanted to do for this one is something every now and then it kind of pops in my head that to do the experiment and to kind of demonstrate for the wheel users is tire management. It is it it was important in Forza 7, and I think especially now that we have three race tire compounds that we're kind of using as balance performance like that. I think it's really important to understand what you can and can't do on these tires and when they let go, and and how it affects your lap time and tire wear. It was just something I had noticed watching a stream from one race and seeing somebody overcooking their fronts, and it's costing me a tenths per lap. And even hearing some of it at Mid Ohio, through the first hairpin, just people kind of over cranking the wheel a little bit, thinking that's going to get them through the corner faster. So for sake of experiment, this is what I'm going to do. So for the event, this is test drive. Wait, am I at? Yep, I'm still at Mugello Club. So noon, partly cloudy. I do have. Let's go to event setup, just so you know I'm not cheating. So event setup. I have no dynamic track rubber on. Actually, I'm going to turn that. Whoops. Let's turn that off. I'm going to turn off dynamic track rubber. Time scale, that's fine there. So for the car, for the rules, I do have fuel and tire wear on. But here's where it's going to be a little bit different. What I'm going to do is accept all. For the car, fuel and tire, I'm going to run softs. And I'm going to run a full tank of fuel. So what I'm going to do for this first part is I'm going to go out, I'm going to run 3 laps, and as far as acceleration and braking points, I'm going to try and be consistent with where I would normally brake and accelerate and like that out of. But what I'm really going to start doing is I am purposely going to over crank the wheel. I'm going to put way more steering in than I need to heat the tires up to get the car, because again, for all its faults, for all of Forza's faults and all the bugs that we're yelling about, time was put into the tire model and the handling model, and as far as what the developers could communicate, visually, audibly, through the vibrations of the wheel to try and tell you when the tires are starting to let go. So hopefully, what I want to try and do with this demonstration is we purposely put the car in a state where I'm just totally overcooking the fronts. I've turned the engine sound down so that the tire noise is a little more present. I'm going to try and shut up when I do this. But what I want you to pay attention to is watch how much I crank the wheel. So watch how far this goes. I'm going to try and keep my hands at 9 and 3. Watch how far I'm cranking the wheel over. Pay attention to that tire's heating up. Visually from the hood view, you're going to start to see the hood shake. Listen to what the tires are doing, and at least for this first experiment. And then I'll keep track. And when I hit the end of 3 laps, I'm going to run 3 laps. I'll hit the end of it. I'm going to write down the best lap time. I'm going to look at tire wear on the left front, and then I want to run 3 laps my way and how I normally drive, just to show the difference. And hopefully, if I do this right, there is quite a bit of a difference. So let's go ahead and start race. Let me shut up, and again, 3 laps. I'm going to drive it like a knob and just listen, watch. so 1079. It's interesting. Okay, so 1079. 7917. And 6.9% on the left front because the one took the most abuse. Okay, so let's see. Now here's the experiment. Here's where I think I'm right. Let's go ahead and go to exit. We're going to go back to event menu. I'm going to restart. Do the exact same thing. Soft tires, 3 laps, 3 flying laps. But I'm going to drive it my way, and I'm going to see if I can beat the 1079. Should be able to. It's a question of not if I beat it, but by how much. And then how much better are my tires at the end of it. So let's go make sure for the car. Let's go fuel and tire. And soft. Yep. Okay. All right. So same 3 laps, my way. How I drive. A little bit quieter, a little bit less steering, a little bit less drama. Out lap, I'm already quicker. So let's see if I can keep it lowered a little bit more. A little bit of drama there. But you can hear the difference. Just there's not a lot of drama from the tires. Not a lot of. You get a little bit of sound, a little bit of vibration. Probably won't be as quick, but I'm up a little bit. .107.5, maybe a little bit quicker than that. 107.521. 5.6% on that front after 3 laps. So again, the gentler you can be. When I first ran this experiment, my uh, overdriving laps, it was like a 109.51. So clearly I've learned something how to manage overdriving the front tires. But even then, again, overdriving the front tires, a lot of drama, a lot of squealing, a lot of heat in the front, getting them yellow, was costing me almost half a second per lap. And after 3 laps, it's almost another, what, at least 1% on the tires. Now, in the private lobbies, we don't have the accelerated tire wear, but we do run longer races. So if you're on the soft tire and it starts to drop off, say after like 10 or 15 laps, if you're able to be gentler on that tire, you might get a lap or two more out of that optimum grip than somebody else that can't. Um, Certainly, I think it's part of the reasons why, on hard tires, I have to be a bit smoother. I can't really push the tire because it'll give up easier, it'll heat up easier. So that's just, again, just as you're going through, if you want to go back and just watch and listen to the initial 3 laps and what the tires are doing and what the game is trying to tell you, what it tells you through the vibration, what you hear, what you see as far as the hood shaking, if you run hood view, and then just try and be a little gentler, a little less steering, just what you need to get the car through the corner. I think you'll save wear and tear yourself because you're not having to have an adventure every corner, but it saves wear and tear on the car, and gives you a little bit more tire longevity. So that's tire management at Mugello, or at least tire management in general. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to go straight into and do the mock race. Let's see, so 107.9, and we'll do 27 laps for the race. And I'm going to learn my lesson from last stream. I'm going to quit out entirely and set the race up so I don't lose steering. Plus, I got to remember to go back and change my audio options. So, quick event. No, we'll go advanced event setup. Same thing. We'll go through the list. Get to Mazda. That one. Circuit rate. No, circuit race. Race length. I'll do that in a minute. Mugello Club. Great. What did I say? 27? 27. What could I do? Yeah, 27. That should be fine. We'll do random start a day. I do want track rubbering on. Weather. We're gonna chance the random, but again, if it rains, sorry. Number of drive avatars. Oops. 23 cars. That's fine. Rules expert. That's fine. We're gonna go random. Random is fine. And mandatory pit stops 1. Okay. And I gotta remember to set. All right, so let's go into the settings. Just make sure it's the event that we want first. Overcast wet's fine. It's not going to rain.
Ferrari's test facility, where they could push their top secret prototypes to the limit.
So for car, let's go fuel and tire. I have to run hard compound for the race, so I might as well practice that here. And then actually, it'd be interesting to see what my relative time is compared to what I did on the softs here, and see if it's as far off as the game predicts. Okay, so the last thing I need to do is for settings. I'm going to go back into settings. I'm going to go to audio. I need to turn the player engine back to 100%. And for those of you, if the opponent cars, if the engine's too loud and you can't hear yours, this is where you change it. I dropped it down to 80 for the vet. It seems to balance out nicely, so that should work fine. We'll leave that alone. And again, I have master output at 65, mainly to help manage the stream volume compared to my lovely radio voice. So let's go ahead and close that, save, and see, drops in the car. It better not be raining. Oh, let's just go run the race. And hopefully I have steering. Yep, I got steering. Good. So what I'll do is I'll just go wide at turn 1 and let the field by. So for Mugello, at least in my own test laps, corner, this car's actually pretty good over curbing. So there's not a lot of drama. It's not going to bite you. Where it will bite you is if you get tires too close on the curbings out here on turn in. So that outside curbing there, the same one down here at the next kind of braking point, I would give yourself some room and try and stay off the curbing, the entry curbing to turn 2 into this turn here. It is enough of a grip change where it can pitch the car, have the car step out a little bit. And if you don't know to expect it, you could be in for a bad time. This one doesn't seem as bad. It's not as sharp, and you can use a lot of that inside curbing as I run into the opponent in front of me. All right, let's start passing some cars. Whoa! That I was not expecting. Down the second gear. Nice and gentle. You can use a lot of curbing there, but it will pitch the car sideways a bit as you cross back over, the inside lip. Again, all right, so I'm trying to talk, race, and not crash at the same time. I can't do all of that. So again, I use the that little corner worker shack on the outside there as to help as a reference point for the brake and turn in. He's going into the pits. He is not. Let's see. Let's just talk about these first couple of turns. So turn 1, you can see the camera crane there, but it's that line. There's a couple of white lines there that kind of match up where the braking line starts to go red. So watch out for that. Again, I use the course condition light as kind of a reference. And as I pass that, that's my turn in there. I'm not going to hit the guy to my left. You can cross over the curb there. You can use a little bit of the inside curb. I try and stay off the yellow curbs there. I think they'll bounce the car. Again, try and stay off the outside curbing, because when you go to shift and turn in, the weight shift on those curbings enough to kind of pitch the car sideways. So the brake point is about where the guard shack is. The turn in is where the access road is at for that downhill right-hander. So I can't talk and drive at the same time. I'm missing downshifts, I'm missing upshifts. Okay, so let's bring it over here to the left. So again, you can see where the braking line starts, but there's also some white lines there where the braking boards are. So is that the 200 or the 100 there, that second braking board? Pull back into the throttle, second gear, course condition light, just a quick brake, turn in. You can use that curbing there. I try to keep it mid-track and open this corner up a little bit, gives me a little better run out. You can get on those yellow curbings a little bit. Bring the car back to the right. You can see the kind of the perpendicular darker color, kind of like I would imagine people have scraped their front end of the cars under braking. That's a good reference point there. When you see that change in pavement, to brake for the right-hander there off the short back straight, back onto the front straight. 110. That's about where the game said the laps would be, I think. Again, on the hard compound, I get a little bit more. I think I get a little bit more tire squeal again because hard tire compound. So yeah, so heading down to this left-hander, hopefully it picks up, but you'll see right where the braking line is, you can see it gets darker pavement because you kind of got those stripes across. And that is not the way you take that turn. So again, I want to look for this guard shack, the corner worker shack, and then turn in where that access road is on the left. Brake just as you get. It's hard to discuss it at speed. I'm not used to doing track walk stuff at speed. So coming down the hill, where it goes back to the left for the full Grand Prix circuit, that's usually at the start of that. That's where I'm hitting the brakes. Usually then I'm downshifting and kind of releasing the brakes on the other side of that to get into the final turn. And this is another track where pit entry is going to be. We're going to have to talk, or at least communicate with each other about who's going into pits when, especially if you're needing to pit and somebody's right behind you. Because pit entry is a bit of a pain. Pit exit's much easier. So just brake, turn in. Still a little bit late there. Later than I'd want to be. Okay. Brake, turn in. You use a lot of that inside curve. Brake, downshift, release, turn, back on the gas. So again, hard tire, I can't really hold that line as well as I could with the softs. That was late. A little bit too late on the brakes there. So that's what happens when you get the left sides on the curbs for that corner. So stay off of them. And maybe that might just be a hard tire thing. Maybe the soft tires it's easier. Maybe the mediums it's tolerable. But it could be the weather condition too. But I even ran into that when I was doing test laps in clear weather. A lot of that inside curve there. Ooh, a little early on the downshift. Got the braking right. Still pushing a bit wide. Any damage? Ooh, a little bit of damage. Ooh, I was expecting him to go wide. Whoa! Yeah, give yourself a little room there, braking for the last corner, because you drop tires in the grass, it's just going to pull you out to the left side. sideways. Yeah, that corner not as bad. So shack. Throttle. As far as the commit point for throttle, it is about, I need to take a second look at it to describe it, but I think it is the pit lane entry road from there, that as you're passing that, yeah, I know I can commit back with the throttle on the front stretch. Got a little bit of a run, but not enough to pass here. So it's really just going to see, does he go wide here out of this corner? Took a normal line, but I just didn't have a good run there. So we'll just try and set up for a little early, just kind of set up for the final turn on the front straight and maybe get a draft. But if you slide the back end, drag race, but looks like I've got the so yeah, you can get on the yellow curving a little bit, but it will move the car a bit on exit. Okay, so it's not the pit road lane that's the marker. There's an access road just before that on the right side. That, you know, as I turn in, I'm using that as my apex. And when I kind of reach that point, I know I can start rolling back with the throttle. AI just can't hold the outside line, can they? Don't really need to brake between those turns, just to lift at the throttle. Brake, downshift, turn in, access road. Wait, 5. Oh, about a quarter of the way through the tank, so I'm sure the weight savings is helping. I'm going to pit. Let's pit at the end of this lap. So let's see, brake, downshift. Yeah, that's going to be fun. But the hard part is because you're so much on the racing line to get into the pits. If you got somebody behind you, you really want to make sure you communicate. It's like, hey, I'm pitting this lap. If you know the guy in front of you spinning and you're right on their tail, back off a little bit so that you've got room to kind of work around them. You know, take that wider line on exit. Again, pit out is much easier. As soon as you get control back of the car, you know, just keep it to the left of the line until it ends, and then you can sort out what line you want to take into turn one after that. Yeah, the cold tires. A little bit early there. Enough to make the pass here. Let's see if I can do the crossover. Nope. Not enough momentum. That's not something I'm used to seeing. Is Electric in last place? He needs to talk to his drivatar a little bit more there. Same thing here. Now we've got two. Ooh. I got a little bit of momentum here. Break a little bit more just to make sure I can make this turn and still leave room on the outside. Car's got a little more top end, but I don't think he's going to catch me by the time I get by Boosted Stick here in front of me. I thought about it. Now, third place is already pitted. I don't know about Cobra. Trying a little bump and run there, huh? Yeah, it's right with us. Okay, so effectively I'm the leader because Cobra still has to pit. Looks like Orange there has a run. So we'll go a little defensive. Enigmas is playing his... Whoops, that wasn't good. There's the run there, good. The Lancia? It's just making the clicking sound. I don't know if that's coming through on the stream or not. No.
Total time penalty is about 1.5 seconds.
I don't know. Too bad I can't like dispute that. It's like, look, I had to take evasive there. Almost done. Yeah, just be very careful on that outside curbing. It's probably one of those like you either have to get on it or stay off of it. Just kiss it, and the car's got weight, to the one side. So 108.5. Two cars in front of me. Let's see. Just wondering if I'll have an opportunity to try and lower my best lap time a little bit. It's a little bit wide. These guys are racing. They're going to be slow out. Run down. Bye-bye. Thank you very much. I'll take those. I'm turning a little bit early. I mean, kind of relative to the suggested line. Okay, well, I got clear traffic in front of me. Let's see if I can lower best lap time. Up by 2/10 and lost it there in the last couple of corners, but it's out there. There's a 3 out there somewhere. 108.3. See if I can find it. I don't think I have to worry about the 1.1 second penalty. I'll try third. I'll just stay in third. Not too much slower. Yeah, but I still lost the 10th on the end. So maybe second's still best out of there. Out of the last corner. Probably using too much of the inside curve there on the first part, so I'm probably down like a 10th now. Yeah. I'm being a little too aggressive on that first curbing, and the car's sliding wide. Electric, you need to go and figure out how to reprogram your driving tire,
One
because
more lap.
he's not living up to your pace. So I'm late apexing that right-hander based off that second orange or second yellow curbing. So let's be a little neater through here. See if we find a little time there. Nope. Okay, that is Mugello Club in the Mazda 323. So, yeah, outside curbings a little suspect, especially when you're getting ready to turn in. So just watch out for those. Again, thank God for proper track limits, so you can use a little bit more curbing at apexes like that. It just just don't be surprised if the car might slide a little bit. So with that, hope you guys have a great weekend. Hope there's a good Super Bowl game tomorrow. Um, I tend to root for the Steelers. They're not in the Super Bowl, so it's kind of I'm in that camp of let's just hope it's a good game. So with that, you guys have a great weekend, and we'll see you on track next Thursday. And happy racing.